stair shot. Yeah. You gotta have one of those running up the stairs. And then the ender on the front porch. Off the front porch.
Fuck yo,
so
Butch.
gnarly.
My ankles, 2 ankle braces laced up.
Gnarly. What an ender, dude. Proper ender. All right, welcome to About That Ender, Mr. Benjamin Guinn.
What's up?
All right, so some of you might notice that he is not on a skateboard, and that's
No.
okay, because he's gnarly. He skates the same spots we do, and that's why you're here to talk about this part. So, great ender.
Yeah.
We just watched a recent part that I actually got to film and edit. It's called Ben Guinn Hometown Hits on his YouTube channel, Jammin' BMX. So let me just start off by saying that you're one of my favorite human beings.
Thank you.
All right, and that's might sound a little weird to some of you out there, but let me explain myself. I was thinking about it, and you're like one of the few people. I have a few people in my life that I can't say anything bad about. Where like I like the people, but there's like that one thing or that one time or
Yeah.
got nothing.
Cool.
Got
well,
nothing.
let's don't
No,
bring
we won't.
Jameson in. We'll be fine. All right.
But yeah, no, seriously, you're every time I've interacted with you, every time I've seen you, every time I've talked to you, you're pleasant, you're upbeat, and it's always an enjoyable experience to hang out with you. So we filmed this part over the process of several months,
Yeah.
and that's just not because of you, but because of our schedules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a super busy dude. You're a super busy dude. So whenever we could meet up, like once a month or so, we'd meet up for a few hours and film, right?
Yep.
So
One clip at a time.
the part came out super cool. As a filmer, I do mostly skateboarding in the action sports world, so I kind of wanted to branch out a little bit. You wanted to get some footage,
Mm-hmm.
and we just put a part out.
Yeah, it worked.
Came out super cool.
Yeah.
And I forget this was just like for you. It wasn't for a sponsor necessarily, right?
Kind of was. I was writing for these guys called Revolt BMX down south in Southern California. And my buddy Jace, he's a really good homie of mine. He's living up in Oregon right now. Met him through Solid Bikes, but he hooked me up through through Revolt, and he was shooting me some free stuff. And I was like, I'll keep swinging edits your way. And I did one with a buddy of mine, Matt, and then I did one with you. And then as soon as I sent to him, kind of fell off. I guess they had some beef with the bigger BMX companies. So it was supposed to be sent to all the major, Ride BMX, Trans World, fucking to come up, all these other ones, and they were like, well, fuck Revolt. So none of my shit got out there. So you know what? I don't care. It's out there. I did it. I had fun, and I still get to watch it.
yeah, definitely. It is out there, and if you guys haven't,
141. It's funny.
yeah, it is for what we did in this part.
Yeah.
Only 141
Yeah,
views.
because I've seen people on websites that I'm like, oh, wow, dude,
Yeah.
are you serious? Okay.
Yeah, so for those of you skaters out there, no hate on the BMX. Go check it out.
I skate too. I love it.
Okay,
I
and
ride a Welcome. I got a custom fucking board. So
yeah, you hear that? He's down.
come see me.
He's
in
down.
the mini ramp. I'm better at the mini ramp.
And there is a guest trick, a little guest spot in here by your brother. So some of you
hell yeah.
might see that last name. If you don't know this guy, you might see that last
My
name.
brother fucking shreds.
Yeah, and thinks it. Oh, that looks. I know that last name because one of our
motherfucking Tofi Toes, dude.
one of our
Four
early
wheel nose manuals.
our very early episodes. Chris Guinn is his brother. He's older, right? Is he older or younger? Younger.
13 months younger.
Younger. He's a little bit over a year younger than him, and is one of the most amazing skateboarders alive.
Yes.
So go check out that episode. You can hear from him too. But all right. So let's dive into a few questions. Where are you from?
Sacramento, man.
Rosemont, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Little square right in between Bradshaw and Watt. Just like all of us.
I'm not from Rosemont.
Oh, you what?
No.
I thought you were.
No, man. Did we go to middle school together?
You're a little bit older than me, though.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 30. I'll be 31 in
30. I'm only
a month.
only 4 years older. So yeah, I guess we wouldn't have been in middle school at the same time.
No.
So did you guys go to
Yeah,
middle
we
school
went
together?
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron and Ben went to middle school
Yeah.
together. That's funny. So you were in middle school with Chris too, then, right? Because you're the
No.
same.
No.
No,
He was 2 years behind us.
he was. Cameron
No,
was.
Chris
Oh,
was.
Chris was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You're a year older, 2 years older than him, right?
Yeah, I'm 31.
31. And
I'll be 31 in a month. No, he's
yeah, next October
19th.
19th.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Rosemont. Okay, so for those of you who don't know Rosemont, I did live in Rosemont for a while,
Yeah. Okay.
but I'm not from Rosemont.
Oh, okay.
I'm from like out in South Sac.
Mhm.
I'm from the hood.
Mhm.
I got street.
That's where I'm at right now.
I got street. In fact, we are not that far from where I grew up as a kid.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
I come from the real hood. Rosemont kids think they're from the hood, but
I work at the hood, so
you do work at the hood. Hood milk.
hood milk. Yep, that's
People
what
are
I
like,
do.
what are they talking about? You literally work at a place called Hood Milk.
Yeah, I work at a dairy plant, and
Uh,
I put milk into a half-gallon jug. No, it's a carton, and 100 cartons a minute, 30,000 cartons in an 8-hour shift.
30,000 cartons.
Yeah, man.
30. You fill 30,000.
I'm not filling them up like that. Like it's a machine that does it, and I run the machine.
You just like pull a lever,
There's a lot to it more than that. Yeah, but it's
and there's and then
Pretty
another,
much, but
and then
times 100.
and then
Yeah.
Do you have 100 levers?
No, there's 6 valves on one side, 6 valves on the other side, and there's
Oh, so it's a turn.
no.
it's
You're
not a
so I'm taking cartons out of a box.
Oh, you actually put the cartons
Yeah, I
on.
put the cartons into a
That
mandrel.
seems inefficient.
Yeah, it's still manual labor, man. Trying to get robots to take my union job. Come on now.
No, I would think that they'd be on like a conveyor belt, and then they just like slide in, and then
So
you
I have to. Someone has
pull
to
the
put it
lever
on
and
the
then
conveyor belt.
can't they get built on the conveyor belt?
There's another company that makes the packaging
Okay, so you pull them out of a box and you put them on a.
into a mandrel, so it's like a magazine, and then it pulls that one carton that's like this thin, and it opens it up, puts it onto a mandrel, like slides it onto this, and then it seals the bottom. Then it goes into a conveyor, fills it, seals the top, goes out, puts a coat on it. That gets put into a box. Box gets sealed, goes onto a pallet, goes into a truck. That's a simplified version of it.
That's crazy.
But all from me taking it from the bowl of my filler, putting it into a carton, and getting into that truck is maybe 45 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
30,000 cartons.
Yeah.
People drink a lot of milk. Because
We
that's
send
just
a lot of stuff to Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Mm-hmm. Kirkland. Half of it'll be in like Japanese or Korean, and half of it'll be in American.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Did you say American?
Yeah. English. Whatever.
We are.
I'm a little high.
We are. We are creating an American language now, though, because
Oh yeah,
They're
hella,
definitely-
dude.
hella dope.
Bruh.
All right, so let's talk about when did you start riding? And I mean, obviously, you probably started riding a bike when you were a little kid.
Yeah, I've always rode bikes, but
when did you start like riding?
it was a 50-50 thing because I skateboarded for 5 years, and
Were you any good?
I was pretty good. I thought I was decent. I mean, I was hitting maybe a kickflip down a 10 stair.
Oh,
I hit a couple rails,
Okay.
like nothing super big, but my brother was the ballsy one. So
Yeah.
and then there was like we always rode this spot called Marshall. It was James Marshall.
We've talked about
That was
spot
our
on-
spot.
Yeah.
You know, had that. Oh man, I would kill for that spot to be there.
The
right now.
handicap rail was
Yes.
so fun.
I'd be going up
Yeah.
that thing right now, like oh.
so
So you had that little 3-stair with the little handicap rail, and I grew up skating that all day. And there's a field right next to it, and they had dirt jumps in it. And every once in a while, there'd be some dudes out there just jumping and just blasting. And I'm like, man, I want to go that high.
That looks fun.
Yeah, that looks fun. I got a BMX bike in the garage. Like, I'll go try it. And I slowly just got more into that, going to the river, doing jumps. And then, some of the guys we hang out with, right, started riding bikes more instead of skateboarding. And I started doing 50-50. And then I was like, I could go way farther. My legs don't hurt if I ride a mile. And then light rail going downtown, and then unlocking the streets of downtown was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Texture isn't a barrier. With skateboarding, it is. I could ride anything, like the roughest ground. It's gonna hurt my hands if I fall, but I can ride anything.
If you fall.
Yeah, if you fall. But it unlocks a whole bunch of different things. And there's different mediums. I can ride dirt, trail, dirt, skate parks.
Yeah, that's true. I think about that all the time, actually. I'll just see stuff on the side of the road where it's like a perfect grass embankment, and then there's like a concrete wall at the top. I'm like, man, BMXer could just like hit that. That's like they could just hit anything.
But there's some rules.
Some rules.
You are not allowed to land on grass. It's like a unspoken, rule. It's like landing on resi,
You're not allowed to land on grass.
If you find like the perfect rail hop and it's in the grass, yeah, you're a bike. You can land in it, but don't count, man.
What if
I will call you out? I'm
Hold on. What if you take off from grass? What if it's grass to grass?
That is kind of
like the example I gave, where there's there's like a perfect grass quarter pipe that has like a freeway wall, and you go up and like wall ride or whatever.
That is kind of the exception, because you're gonna be working your ass off to go through the grass, and then get back out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like the exception.
But you can't go from like concrete to a rail into the grass. It has to. You have to put.
Nope.
So
throw some glass in that grass. I might count it then.
So do you guys? If you find a rail like skateboarders do, where you find a rail that goes into the grass, do you guys put a board down, or you just say no, that's not a hittable rail?
Sorry, dude.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Wow. That's rough.
That's one thing you guys got. Yeah, you guys got.
We'll just put a fucking piece of plywood down.
That's
dude.
cool with you guys.
Yeah, we'll skate it.
I'm down with that. I'm down to watch a skateboard clip like that. But if it's a bike, I'm like, pussy. I was like, that's not a street, dude. Go to the streets.
Wow. So, I mean, do you consider
that's like a trick you would like try tricks on?
Oh, so that's why you say like resi,
because it's like a resi.
Oh, good practice run. Let's see it on something real.
Let's go to the real stuff.
That's gnarly harsh. Damn.
I mean, I grew up with some guys that are pretty harsh on like critiquing, so I take that to my writing, and then I have my own little quirks like bitch cranks. I don't like that. It looks terrible. It's a thing you probably don't know about.
Okay, so explain what a...
So okay, I'll do it in skateboard terms because it's easy. Say you're pedaling your ass off to get to the fucking stairs, and you speed check yourself because you're like, oh, I'm going a little too fast. And then you're like, wait a minute, I need one more pedal. What the fuck was that, dude? It should be all one fluid motion. You know what you're doing. Don't make it look sloppy.
Huh.
So if you're just pedaling and you're cruising and you do a trick, land, and you're gonna do another one, if you did a half crank in between that,
so it's like a push in between a line.
Yeah.
So it's a no push line versus a push line.
Don't push.
Okay, I get it, because I do tell dudes all the time when they're doing like
just go a little faster,
like two ledges back to back. Like don't push in the middle. Like do your trick
a little faster,
and then do your trick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's called a bitch crank.
It's called bitch crank.
So but that bitch crank, bro.
Yeah.
No bitch crank.
Turn around.
I'm gonna start telling skaters that. No bitch crank. And you're like, what?
Don't speed check yourself. Don't put your foot down.
Okay. I like that. We learn something new every day. All right, guys out there, start telling people. No bitch.
Call them out, dude. Make
bitch crank.
If you know what you're doing, make it look smooth. That's what I try to do. I'll turn around. I'm like, I didn't like that clip. I'll do it again.
I can vouch for that, because I do. While editing your part, I did have several lands to pick from.
Don't like it.
And you were like, no, that's not a good one. And you'd have to explain to me like, I don't understand. You wrote away. It looked fine. You're like, nope.
You got to be your own worst critic, I mean, there's some things that I'll let it go that are just like sketchy because it was sketchy to land. Like, and I'm like, that's what makes it look cool. It was.
I don't want to try that again.
Yeah. That's BMX, man. That's hash.
BMX is. So I tried for a little bit when I was a kid. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I tried for a very short period.
I think everyone has.
I tried because I'm not super ballsy. I'm not like into the super huge dirt jumps and shit. So I tried like the flat land shit at first, and I got where I could do like the little I forget what they were called, where you stick your foot in the front tire and make the tail whip thing.
Yeah.
Go around. I could do like riding bar spins and stuff, but then I tried dirt jumps, and man, there was this one time the last time.
The last time. The one that gotcha.
Like, legit last time. We called them the Honda Hills. I don't know if you've ever heard. Yeah, over off, right over here off Mac.
Yep. Big boy jumps.
Yeah, dude, because I'd done a couple at the river, you know, a couple little cruiser or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I could, got little tweaks on and stuff, you know. So I had learned how to do, I think they were called X-ups.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And for people who don't know, that's where you take the bars and you spin it halfway and then you spin it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
with your hands still on it.
Yeah, you don't take your hands off. You just basically make an X out of it. Well, anyways, so
everyone knows what
that is. So I started hitting the hills and I was doing okay. I was able to air over them, you know, and you know, I was doing okay. I was like, okay. So then I tried one. There was like the one main first one where you like roll in and hit that big one. I tried it over that and the bars got stuck on my shirt.
Yep.
Because nobody told me to like maybe tuck your shirt in a little bit so you don't get fucked up on that. So it tuck on my shirt, and then I landed like that and tacoed my front wheel and like impaled in my stomach. Yeah. Impaled myself in my stomach, and I was cheap and had a builder bike, so my grips didn't have any ends on them.
Yep.
So
took a chunk out of you?
Yeah, it took a little chunk out of my stomach. And then at the same time, some dudes were on their way to, we think, steal our bikes.
Oh.
So, because it was right off Mac Road. Oh. And we're there, you know, there's that long, there was that long in, well, I don't know if you call that like levee looking thing that you'd walk down and get to the hills.
Entrance kind of thing, yeah.
Well, it was maybe like not even a quarter mile. Mm-hmm. And we see a large group of dudes all in one color, you know, all had like red or some blue or whatever. They were all very apparent, you know.
Yeah,
and
mostly
walking by and stop.
Yeah,
and then start walking down towards us. And there was only like maybe 3 or 4 of us, and we were like maybe 14 at the time. So we were like, not even gonna mess with it.
You just ate shit,
and I just ate shit and tacoed my front wheel.
Oh, they don't want that. They're like,
but that was my bike. I bought it all. I built it, you know. So we're literally
running from them.
Even carrying my bike. And then, I don't know if you know, but like if you go the other way, there's like a big fence where the water tower was. Uh-huh. We had threw our shit over the fence, booked it through the pocket area. I'm just running the whole time, carrying that was the last time. I got a new front wheel. I fixed that. And then I only used it for transportation after that. I said, this is stupid. I'll skate.
Yeah. Cause you know what? I've never thought about it. You're never going to see some hood dude steal a skateboard.
No.
Because he's probably going to get 3 feet, ride someone's loose-ass trucks, and just bam, eat shit.
And you're less likely to fuck with a skateboarder because he's got a wooden axe in his hand.
I've never thought about it that
way. Whereas,
you know, I have never had a bike stolen because I fucking hugged that thing, dude. It's always with me.
You're kind of a big tattooed dude, so
yeah. I'll throw it at you.
Yeah.
If you say, give me your bike, I'll throw it at you and then start hitting
you.
Like
grown men are less likely to get robbed, I think. I think they stopped and looked and were like, dude, that's like some teenagers over there. Some little white teenagers. Yeah. Let's go get their shit. And one of the dudes I was with was like a rich kid. So he had like a super flashy, nice bike.
Mm-hmm. Too much chrome.
Too much, dude.
Keep it black.
Too much. That's why I had my builder bike, because it had like 2 different color rims and.
Your builder bike,
dude. Chain was always falling off. Well, because I bought it, I like literally bought a frame and then just bought pieces as I could.
Okay.
To put it all together.
It's custom.
And get a bike. Yeah. You know, like, let me borrow that kind of messed up rim from you, bud.
Oh, okay. Let
me get that.
Just pieced it together.
Yeah, as a builder bike. I just built it as I could.
I gotcha. Took a minute, but it was there.
All right, so let's take it back. You said you had a sponsor. Was that your only sponsor? You've had some other sponsors, right? No?
Not really, no. I mean, like, Solid has always been really good to me. They've always hooked me up with stuff whenever I needed them. They're the shit, but rest in peace to them. But the birds still fly, man. Those are my boys, and everyone who rode for Solid or knows Solid, knows Huff, reps that shit till they die. Right here. For life. So
you just smacked a tattoo, I'm assuming, of the Solid logo.
Bird, yep. Double-headed. I guess so many people have gotten drunk and in fights that have this tattoo that if you go to jail, this is like a gang affiliated tattoo now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So,
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome for the what's the owner's name?
Huff. Aaron Huff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boss bird.
My logo's a gang tattoo.
And he does it. He's like, if it's a grimy one, don't ever get it touched up. Leave it grimy. So
maybe get it grimy on purpose.
yeah.
Yeah.
NorCal BMX, man. Nope. No real sponsors, just myself, maybe a friend having a hookup here or there. But, Jay Snack, that dude is probably the only one that ever really tried to hook me up really hardcore, and that's my boy.
And who's he?
He was the welder for Solid Bikes.
Oh, okay.
He welded for Solid before that. He welded for S&M. He's just been in the industry. He knows a lot of homies.
Is he still making bikes?
No, he's doing his thing up north. He's up in I want to say Eugene right now.
Right on, just chilling,
riding bikes,
living the life.
Hey,
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing I wanted to talk about before we get into your video part was I talked a little bit about it with Chris, but I want to hear your perspective because your whole family seems to be incredibly talented and incredibly humble. Okay. See, right there. See, okay. So, I mean, I know that obviously you're incredibly talented. Chris is incredibly talented.
He's really good.
You have a cousin who's made it into Hollywood.
Yeah.
You've got, I know your little brother is also pretty talented, right?
That dude is
so
fucking crazy, dude.
Right? I mean,
he just signed another contract. He's going to go back to Afghanistan and do it like under the radar, like contract style. So it's like fucking nuts, dude. Non-government affiliated.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
I mean, he's signed a contract with the DoD, so it's like
we're not going to say his name.
No, I'm not going to say his name.
But yeah. So what? I mean, did you realize that as a kid growing up that you're like, man, I got like all my brothers and cousins are like talented or whatever.
We didn't talk about my other cousin, Stevie. That motherfucker's a beast at soccer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is he just
He played he just finished out with the Aggies. He played all 4 years with them when he was in college, and he's still working out trying to go pro.
So that's for people who don't know that's the UC Davis.
UC Davis Aggies, yeah.
Yeah, which is a very esteemed soccer club.
Yeah.
Very esteemed.
Yeah.
They are always on the top. They're always
good.
Very top, very high ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Good squad.
Yeah.
Some of the guys I went to high school went out there and played for them.
Yeah, he's cool, dude. And he's super humble too.
Okay, so tell me about this. Like, I mean, if you can, I don't know. Did you realize?
I don't know how to describe it exactly. Just like, kind of grew up really chill. My mom's kind of a hippie, and we kind of were just told to be outside, and grew up in the dirt, just messing around, and we just picked something, and we're not like I played soccer. And I was the kid that everyone hated. I kicked holes into the dirt in the middle of the field and just. Okay.
All right, so you're not super talented.
No,
super talented at everything.
I don't want to play. I mean, I want to be my own worst enemy. If the team fucks up because of me, that's my fault. No, if I fall on the trick, it's my fault. Just me. I'm not letting anyone down.
So you like the solitude.
Yeah, man. It's just all on me. It's my own creativity too. Because with sports, it's like there's your goal. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. Me and you are gonna look at a spot 1 billion times differently. A billion, yeah. It's infinite almost. It's cool. I just watched this skateboarding documentary on Vice, and it was so fucking sick. There's this guy. It reminded me of my brother. I can't remember his name. But he has done like over like 1,000 tricks or something like that, maybe even more. Filmed, documented, and written down. He does all these tricks in his mini ramp in his garage and in his driveway.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the dude.
What's his name?
I forget his name, but he does all.
He
does all the spinny, flippy, crazy mini
there.
ramp trips, and he's got his little tiny mini ramp in his garage.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's like inventing
the
tricks,
Falcon flips and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, you know what? More power to you, dude. Be creative, love your sport, and take it to the grave, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I personally don't like. I mean, I don't really
like cookie cutter shit. That's another thing with BMX
Yeah.
that I'm like, I really don't watch that much of the new edits unless like it's guys I kind of like, because like I like creative styles. Like I don't want to see, oh look, I don't know, huge bar spin down a
Yeah.
10 stair or 20 stair. Like everyone's done that.
That's how I feel about Nyjah.
Yeah,
It's like it's almost boring to watch because it's
his
so big and so perfect. And
he's
look, there's another 5-0 down a 30 rail. Cool.
yeah. Except for that monster part was kind of good.
No, I mean it's all his parts are good,
Yeah.
dude. Don't hear me. All his parts are
but
obviously.
I'm more of like I'd rather see like Ben Rayborn. Dude, that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Or that the King of the Roads, that dude who just did
Richie Jackson. His part is like one of my
Richie Jackson?
favorite
Oh
skate
my
parts
God.
ever, and he doesn't really hit anything
that
giant.
Blood Wizard guy. There's so
Jerry
many...
Gurney. I've been trying to get him on the show.
Dude.
Jerry, come on the show because
Dude.
he's buddies with Zach Shaner.
No. He knows a lot of the BMXer guys from like.
Well, they're all from like the Grass Valley, Orville
yeah.
area. They've got a ton of BMX crew out there.
Yeah, Yuba City and
so
stuff.
they all party together and shit.
Yeah,
you know?
my buddy Richard knows that dude like pretty well.
But yeah,
so-
apparently I think he just like moved down south.
Yeah.
I was like trying to get him on the show, and I'm like, damn it, because that would be a party. Have Jerry
Dude,
Jerry Gurney on here.
Hell yeah. I'm like, hey, can I just come?
Yeah.
I'll drink some beers with
I'll
him.
sell tickets to that one. Yeah.
I just want to get hash with him, man.
Okay, so back to growing up as a kid, dude.
Oh yeah, we're talking about being humble.
You could basically, I mean, from what it seems like, you probably didn't realize what was going on, right? I mean, or did you realize that you had a bunch of talented people around you at certain areas? You know, you're like, man, he's really good at that. He's really good at that. He's really
kind
good at
of. It was just Chris did his thing, had his crew, and then I did my thing and I had my crew. But we also, from our at that time, our young age group crews, we broke away from them because my crew got into cars. They're like, fuck bikes, you know, we got rice rockets now and drifting and muscle cars. Okay. And then his crew got kind of into drugs and gang related stuff.
Yeah.
So he just went to the skate park for seclusion and just kept doing his thing. And I did too, but I was a street guy. He likes perfect, smooth concrete.
Well, dude, it's hard to do one wheel manuals
I know.
with cracks and
I
shit.
know. I try to get him in the streets so much. I'm like, oh, I want to take you out. But he just wants to ride parks. And that's cool. That's cool. That's totally cool.
He likes the path of least resistance.
And that's totally fine because he wants to
He just
shred
wants
and
to
not have
grind.
to work for it necessarily. Like it's already
Well,
laid out.
Look at how he skates.
I know.
Where
Immaculate.
in the world are you going to find a 30-foot long ledge that you can just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Up here, at least, you know, LA,
Yeah.
the courthouse ledges are just like that, but
True.
even those are chunky,
Mhm.
you know, so
He would be like, mm.
yeah, it's a little chunky. There's a crack. There's a crack right
Yeah.
before.
That's totally. Hey, as long as has a smile on his face like he always does, that's all I care about.
Dude, he's got the biggest smile on his face when he's
Oh,
skating
yeah.
at Mather. Every time I see him, every trick he lands, he's just like utterly surprised. That's amazing. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you do that every day,
Yeah.
and he's still
pumps me up to ride, dude.
bliss about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Really cool.
All right, so let's move on to some of your video part. Let's watch a little bit of this, because if
I look like when the beanie falls down, I feel like I look like, what is that, Cheech? From Cheech and Chong. By the yellow tank top on.
So for those of you who may not respect BMX, you guys can go to hell, because I mean,
it's just another art form. It's a different paintbrush. That's how I look at it. We're all trying to shred the city. We all have different
Exactly.
mediums.
Yeah, I think
You know?
I might be coming.
Except for scooters. Fuck scooters.
Fuck scooters.
Sorry.
But yes, I agree. I think we all agree.
If you're a rare rollerblader out there, which you're probably not watching this, you're just a unicorn, and we're
We don't.
happy you're a little fairy out there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you guys.
Yeah, just
That's
a little
okay.
unicorn.
Those are fun to ride. I don't know if you've ever ridden rollerblades, but they're fun because they're easy.
I did.
I did
try it.
They're amazingly easy.
I did try it.
And it's fun to just glide
Can't lie
super
about it.
easily, you know.
About 90%.
Dude, we're kids of the 80s.
Yeah.
And we grew up in the 90s.
I had soaps.
Everybody had rollerblades in the 90s.
My first
I mean,
skateboard was a
come on.
Nash, and I had like, what would I don't even know the millimeters
Like
would be
probably
down
like
this big.
49 millimeters
Yeah,
and
dude,
shit.
tiny as fuck.
Okay, so we kind of talked about why we did our part. already. We were just buddies and wanted to
Yep.
hang out and film. So, like I was saying about the I come from the era where skaters and bikers didn't get along.
Yeah.
So,
No, it still was like that. I mean, it still kind of is like that. It just really depends. Like, I have been going to like the local skate parks around here, like Maith or Power Inn, since the concrete has been poured.
yeah.
So they can't,
Do you
like, all the locals kind of, they're like, oh, even if I haven't been there for 6 months, they're like, oh, that's that one dude. Cause I'm juiced about all the skaters just as much. Cause they could be mad at me, but I'm like, yo, dude, that was fucking sick.
See, you're a different breed because most of the time when bikers come in, you can feel the skaters kind of tense up a little bit,
Yeah,
like
I don't give a
fucking
shit.
bikers. But the tension is relieved or increased by the actions of the bikers.
Yeah.
If the bikers
I
come in
respect the fuck out
hot,
of skaters.
and the thing that I hate, so if you're a BMXer out there, listen to this because
Let's hear it.
the thing that
I'm
I
listening.
personally hate the most,
Mhm.
because I'm a ledge skater. I
Mhm.
like skating a ledge, and I like once you get it to that good butter point, it'll stay that way for a while if you're skating it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, bikers with metal pegs
Mhm.
that ride by the ledge, just lift up their back wheel and slam the fucking metal peg down and drag it across the ledge and then come off, never taking their front wheel off the ground.
Yeah.
So that's obviously not a trick. That's obviously just kind of like
but it's a lazy.
that's kind of like a power slide.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
And you scrape all the fucking wax off my ledge. Okay. And you chunk it by boom, smashing your fucking peg down on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna chip my ledge. If
Mhm.
it's concrete, you're gonna fucking break it. If it's metal, you're probably gonna put a little shard in it. Okay. No need for that. All right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that it increases or decreases by the actions of the bikers. And you are always a respectful biker.
Uh-huh.
The stuff that you ride does, you know what I mean? Like you usually ride the bigger stuff, the hubbas and the rails.
Mhm.
And those don't really require a ton of wax. You're not,
Yeah.
you're riding it like the skateboarder would.
Mhm.
So people might have a little bit of animosity when you roll in, but then they see you respectfully taking your turn, not cutting anybody off,
Yeah.
getting stoked on people, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, this dude's cool. All right, you're accepted."
Sometimes if it's a new park, because I skate, like sometimes I'll bring my skateboard in and I'll skate before I even ride my bike just to like get the feel of the place and see how chill people are,
Yeah.
But honestly, it's taken me, how long has Power Inn been open?
10 years.
Yeah,
Like that,
I think
12
more
years,
than that.
12 years.
I think
that.
we're pushing
probably
like
more than-
15
I'm
to.
fucking old, dude.
Yeah, dude,
maybe
because
even.
I was still in high school when it was being poured in. I graduated 13 years ago.
You're right, because I was skating it when I was like
I want to say 2004.
19
it was
or
done.
20. I was skating that. So yeah, that'd be.
But I want to say within the last 2 years, I finally have just felt comfortable to ride the pools.
At Power Inn.
Mhm.
Now,
But that's because I've learned how to ride pools and I feel comfortable to be smooth in them
so
to where I wouldn't hurt it.
speaking of Power Inn,
Mhm.
I love that park, and it's awesome that you guys can use that park to learn how to ride pools. But one thing that irritates me about Power Inn and BMXers, which I've heard around the park from other people as well, is that I guess the fence was put in to keep you guys out.
Yeah.
So there's a big giant black wrought iron fence.
Well, you want to
with turnstiles to get
like
in.
a fucking zoo.
Yeah, and
like
the way that bikers get in is you put your bike up, push it in,
sideways.
and then push it through the turnstile by itself,
Mhm.
and then you go through. The reason why. Okay, so here's the situation that we're upset about is the fact that they put that fence up to keep you guys out, but now it's not wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
So we saw.
Well,
in fact,
the back one is kind of bigger.
you can't get a wheelchair
No?
through there. So
because that's exit only, huh?
yeah.
Oh.
So Trino and I saw a mom trying to watch her kid, and she was literally
Fucked up.
sitting on the outside of the bars, just there at the bottom, and he was only skating like right there in the front, and that was like, man, that's fucked up,
Yeah.
And we were like,
Break
man,
down the wall, man.
but if the bikers would have just stayed out in the first place.
Oh, you want to hear some logic
know.
right now? I will teach you something.
Teach me.
right
Teach me. I
now.
want to hear it.
I want to say it was 2016, January 2016. in the state of California, all public skate parks are allowed to have bikes. Bikes are allowed in public skate parks. Cops don't give a fuck about that law, and they will still kick you out. It is. I have the law. I mean, you could pull it up.
Interesting. But you could still get a ticket at Power Inn.
No, I will pull it up. You could, if you want to try to give me a ticket at Power Inn, I will give you. I will enforce every law on that list. Why is he not have a helmet on? It's no, it really in a society where you're gonna try to say segregation is terrible, blacks, whites, all this stuff, race, religion, and then you're gonna bring bikes and skateboards into this. What the fuck, dude? Are you serious? We're humans, dude. Yeah. I'm just trying to paint my brush, dude.
Now, here's
I'm not doing drugs at the skate park. I'm trying. Well, sometimes.
Sometimes. here's the argument to that bike. Is that the bike will damage.
Oh my god.
And coming from a skate park.
I know.
Okay, we saw firsthand and had to repair firsthand.
Was that wood?
It was wood.
Wood's a lot.
But if it can damage wood that easily, it will damage concrete over time.
Over time, yes, but the thing is, just with a scooter, just as well, they're smashing their metal.
Oh, I don't think they should be in there anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but a scooter is a lot different than a metal peg coming down.
It also depends on the level of the rider.
It does, but you can't check the level.
I know.
Of every
Same thing with
rider
the skate. I've seen skaters chunk ledges.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I'm talking about us. I understand that it's irritating.
I'm talking about the pools in general.
Yeah.
Because pools are hard to repair. And if you go up and try to catch air in a pool and you check your bike out and it lands at the bottom of that pool with your metal peg and puts a hole in the concrete. But if you look
at the top of the Euro Gap at Power Inn,
it's so fucked.
But that is only from people landing power slide.
Yeah.
Well, all those, or trucks. Primo. Yeah.
That's primo shit.
None of that's us.
No, I agree with you on that. But
it's all just, I mean, you could get mad at me. I mean, Keith, you're my friend. You can get mad at me all you want, but I'm still gonna fucking shred. I don't care. I'm out there to have fun. If I piss a couple people off,
no,
you know what? I'm doing my thing, dude.
Let me just say for the record that I do agree with you that it's about the level and the respect of the rider.
Yeah.
So, me personally, if I see you in Power Inn, not gonna get mad.
Yeah.
If I see some dickhead bikers coming in, I'm gonna be like, fucking dudes. Now, I never would say anything to them and tell them like, man, get the fuck out of here, because they have as much right. They have
allowed to be there.
They have as much right to be there as I do, because I think the fence around the thing and the no bikers is fucking stupid. But I do get irritated a little bit. But the same thing, I get irritated at scooters. I get irritated at rollerbladers, because I get irritated at other skaters, because I'm like, get the fuck out of my way.
It's crowded.
It's about respect.
Yeah,
if the guy that I'm skating next to is on a scooter, a bike, or rollerblades, if he's respecting the spot that we're skating and is shredding and having fun, I'll fucking smack my tail for whatever he does.
Yeah.
But if he's over here cutting me off and trying to fucking be whatever, I'm gonna be like, dude, fucking
we're all just trying
step
to have
off,
fun,
bro.
dude. You shouldn't be angry going into your trick.
That's true.
That's how you get hurt.
Sometimes I'm angry going into my tricks because it's my 47th time trying it.
Well, then that's when you take a break, because you're supposed to be having fun.
No, I'm gonna have fun when I land it, bro.
True. I know. Well, I know frustrated. I mean, I can try to be as humble as possible, but everyone gets frustrated.
I'm one of those skaters,
but I'm not a person to throw my bike. I do not. It's not my bike's fault. It's my fault.
Well, I wouldn't throw a bike either. That's an expensive piece of fucking thing. Like, you break something on that, and you got no ride home now.
Well, I have a car.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so let's move on to some of your part, huh?
Yeah.
Now that we got that debate out of the way, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
You know what? We could talk about it all day, but
I'm not mad at you, Ben.
It's okay.
Oh,
I was just
don't
thinking,
segregate me.
I was just thinking, something that might help some of the animosity as far as like repairs and stuff was if there was a budget for it. If the parks were like maintained.
No, whenever pool coping gets demolished,
I'm
or whatever,
thinking like Power Inn,
Yeah.
specifically, like if they were to keep it close to as pristine as it was when it was first made or whatever, as much as possible, even if it came down to like doing a contest or something that's strictly a fundraiser for repairs.
Well,
that was kind of the attitude.
They have state funding for all that stuff. They have millions of dollars.
Yeah,
because like You got to think about it this way. Parks and Rec, they're given a budget each year. So say it's $10,000. That's a very low number for like, so say Citrus Heights has $10,000. Well, last year they used only they used all 10,000 of it to build a disc golf course. Next year they're like, oh, we have nothing to do, but we have a $10,000 budget. If we don't use it all the next year, we won't get 10,000.
Yeah.
So they have to use $10,000 to do whatever. That's why we get these dumbass like weird sculptures or just random stuff. It's like,
because if we don't spend it, we're not going to get it.
Yeah,
next
that's
year.
why you got to go to your city council meetings and talk about what you care about in your city. You want skate parks? Go talk about them.
Do you go to city council meetings?
No. I've been invited. I was gonna go talk to one about disc because I do a whole bunch of stuff. I play disc golf, I rock climb, so hell yeah, put all those things everywhere. I do it all.
I do have that written down. I did want to talk about that. We can talk about it now if you want.
Whenever. I don't give a shit. Let's shred.
Let's shred. All right, so
Cheech.
You do look a little like Cheech. So third party perspective here. Pretend I'm not me.
Okay.
What was it like filming with me?
It was a little different because like you look at things like a skater, so you're like, oh, whoa, do you do that? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. It's like no run ups. Sometimes like going through dirt or whatever, but it was fun, dude. I mean, it was really cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where you were like, all right, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do this over here, and I'd step back and be like, for real?
Yeah. I'm like, get a little closer, just move here a little bit, because it's, definitely a trust thing. And you don't know where my bike's going to go, and I do.
Bam, right there. So we just had a kink rail. This is a prime example of a trick that I was like, for real, you're going to hit this? So you can see there's like no run up.
Yeah. I set up like these water, like the tops of these water meters.
Yeah, the little concrete discs that are on like the top of water meters.
I found like 3 of them and I put them in this corner over this little bush. So I had like another half a crank to go.
So like right underneath the Bank of the West sign right here against this brick, there's like in the dirt, there's like 3 concrete pieces that he could use. And it was maybe 2 cranks you did? Like two,
maybe a crank and a half.
And then hits I don't know, what is it, like 3 flat, 3 flat, 3, or 2 flat, 2 flat, 2.
It was just ridiculous. It was so abrupt in the kinks that my back wheel goes up, and if you
and you're
think about it,
doing like a nose grind down.
Well, my bottom bracket where my cranks are is eventually after time, bottom brackets went from really big American bottom bracket to a Euro bottom bracket to a mid bottom bracket. And a mid is the size of the bearings inside where your cranks go. And a mid is pretty close to the same diameter of a peg. So when you get to a crazy kink situation, your bottom bracket acts as a third peg. So you just got to trust your bike and muscle and push through.
You ate shit on that a couple times.
So you can't really tell, but my back peg is coming off the rail every time I hit that downward kink.
So gnarly. You ate shit a couple times on that.
Oh, yeah.
Like pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like one of them you stuck right. Like I think your peg stuck in the bars.
In the rails. Yeah, because all those uprights, that's like a death trap.
Yeah, because not only is it like, what is it, 4 kink rail, but it's one of those rails that has the vertical rails every 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Death spikes.
They
grab you.
They grabbed you once, and you fell pretty hard.
Yeah.
You took a couple of super hard spills that I was like, ooh, dude, like we're done. And you're like, no, I got it. Except for that one.
When I broke my hand?
Yeah, we'll get there, because I think that's near the middle of the video, right?
Little jibby stuff.
Yeah, so there's a lot of spots in here, like the little kinked hubba. A little, was it like 6 flat 6 kinked hubba that he like jumped on and actually rode down the little 6-inch wide hubba. When he told me he was going to do that, I was like, oh, hey, there's my son. But super gnarly. I was like, no, you're going to do what? And he just did it.
Huh?
He's like the master of just doing it.
I don't want to waste your time.
I always appreciated that. But there were a few tricks that, not a waste of time, that took a while.
Tech tricks, yeah.
Here's somebody's front porch.
Yeah, stoop life.
Riding down the...
I want to do an edit one day that's just everyone's
All
porch.
stoops.
Yeah, all downtown Sacramento.
Dude,
just
let's do it.
So grimy.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. That right there, so you could pause that one.
Oh man, that one was a cool. So you did.
So if you watch it slowly,
you did 180.
my bars moved backwards when I land fakie. They moved back maybe an inch and a half. My bolt snapped, and I kept trying to tighten it.
That's right, I remember. Yeah.
I was like, man, I just gotta commit to it, even though my bars are moving halfway through the trick.
So it's a 6 flat 4 double set, and there's a little bit of space. There's just enough space on the flat in between that you can't really hit it as a double set.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a little big for that.
Just do a little tech trick in the middle or something.
I mean, I'm sure Jocelyn could hit it, but here, so he goes 180 down and then fakie hop to fakie and then revert, right? What do you guys call that when you guys turn around?
It's a half cab.
Half cab.
We use all the pretty much
same terms.
Yeah, except for some of the newer tricks like
there's Chris.
Names. That's my brother.
Some of the tricks have weird names.
Yeah, like lucky, unlucky. I don't know. Maybe.
This was cool.
But
big foot plant over a handicap rail over like a 4 stair.
It was kind of sketch too. I like that. These are all pretty much greater Sacramento area spots.
So this line right here that you did, where you did like a wall ride, a 360, and then you hop a big gap. I had like 4 different lands of that. You did that like 4 or 5 different times because you didn't quite like the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it a bunch of times.
I wanted to.
And that was a gnarly line too.
Thank you.
You told me you were going to do what? I was like, you're going to do what?
This was super fun.
And we got kicked out. This is like literally got kicked out right there. So he rides along. I don't even know what to call that. That's like.
Well, you can move it and it blocks the parking garage. But if you put it in the middle, it opens it.
It's like a big yellow piece of metal that swings over
and like about
and blocks a driveway into a parking garage. But it kind of has a curve to it. It's about probably about 8 inches wide and about 3 or 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, it was a high hop.
Yeah, it was probably like mid chest level. For me, like if I'm standing there, it's probably like somewhere belly button to mid chest level high.
Yeah. Maybe like hip.
A little higher than that, dude. Because look at the poles right next to it are just as high. He rides up on it and then 180's off. But what you don't see is that there's a security guard walking from the building, yelling at us to get out.
And I was like, no, one more.
We got one more, and he's still walking.
He's
still walking towards us. We're like, no, we got one more. And then we land it, and before he even got to us, we landed it and just kept riding out. We just like went around the block. And
I don't care.
Well, especially with that because it's like you're not grinding it.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally not hurting it at all, so you can go fuck off.
I think it's always funny when they're like, but you're gonna sue us, and I'm like, no.
I would just hold out my arms with all my tattoos and be like, "Does it look like I'm gonna be able to sue you? Come on, look at me.
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm gonna? Let me call my lawyer real quick."
Yeah. I was doing tricks on their property and they hurt me. They threw their rail at me.
So I fell doing stupid stuff on their property. So they owe me
their
money.
Fault.
I like that. I love that shot.
Grimy alley spots in Sacramento.
You did take me to some grimy spots.
It is.
This was funny. Okay, so it says R.I.P. Ben. And then
we filmed it, and then I break my hand.
And then he breaks his hand. Yeah, this little fall montage.
If I ever see anything like that
right
again,
here.
I'm walking away.
Boom. So it's at Southside Park, and he tries to do like a 180.
It's called a backlash.
Backlash?
It's like, 180 manual 180 within like a small little area.
Yeah, it's like for us, it'd be the equivalent of like a nose manual big spin, like a little nollie bonk. You know.
You do it. Yeah, it's kind of weird because you do a 180 into it.
Yeah, but that's like. Anyways, we've got something comparable to that, but so he tries to come out of it and then he falls on the other side of the ledge and breaks his hand.
Yeah, what I did was I fell backwards and instead of just taking it to my ass like I should have, just take it to your butt cheeks, let it happen. But I put my freaking hand out and I hyperextended every finger. Like all these fingers touched right here. They went so far back that I broke the 2 bones in the top of my hand. And I instantly was like, that fucking hurt. And I was like, picked up my bike. I was like, nope. I think we're done for the day.
Yeah, we had just started too.
Yeah, that was the first spot.
Yeah.
Man, fucking.
And that was our first day too.
Yeah.
That was the very first day. I forgot about that.
Let's start working on this edit.
Yeah.
Break my hand.
I was like, all right, dude.
6 months later, we can maybe think about it again.
That's right. That's why it took us so long.
Yeah.
I forgot because that literally was the first time we like talked about it for a couple of weeks, texted back and forth.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, I got this day off. You got that day off. All right, we'll meet at Southside. We'd like that was the first line you were doing. And I had already, because you were laying down stretching or something, and I was like, oh, dude, R.I.P. Ben lay right there, and I got that. And then you broke your hand.
I went to my mom's house after because I was like, oh, I know she has like tons of ice packs because we grew up in the ER. And so I go there, and I'm just like having lunch with my mom, like putting hell ice packs on it, and it got so swollen. She's like, you should go get an x-ray. And I'm like, nah, it's good. Just spraying the hell out of it. She's like, no, just do it for me. Go get an x-ray. You have insurance. I was like, all right. So I went and got an x-ray, and the girl comes out. She's like, who'd you fight? And I'm like, what? She goes like, did you just kick someone's ass? And I was like,
broke as fuck.
No. And she's like, did you punch a concrete wall? And I'm like, kinda. And I told her what happened. She's like, yeah, that's like a boxer's break. Most of the time, that's when like a boxer will hit something so hard that it breaks the top of their hand. And I did that. I mean, even my pinky looks retarded now.
It's a lot more bent. More bent than your other
one. I can't like close my hand all the way.
So you're still dealing with that then?
That's forever. I like play disc golf and I rock climb, and the rock climbing's made my hands stronger, but I still don't have the full.
Does it hurt sometimes?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Every morning.
Because that was how long ago? 2 years, 3 years, something like that. When did this?
Ooh, 3 years ago.
Yeah, just under 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, so it hasn't been crazy long, but damn.
Yeah.
Still dealing with that shit, huh?
Yep. It's for life, but that's why I just try to like be healthy about it and like strengthen it.
You like wrap it at all when you ride or rock climb sometimes?
Only if I cut open something. My hands are calloused up, dude.
Well, you're a rock climber and a BMXer.
Yeah.
So if you had soft hands, I'd look at you sideways. Like,
yeah. I have lotions and stuff, man.
Do you try to take care of them, or do they? I mean,
yeah, dude. Oh, I've actually within the last year really like 30. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I like cut back on. I love really good beer, but I've cut back a lot, and I've started hiking, backpacking, rock climbing, like doing all these things, and I've lost like 35 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
From where?
And I'm just like pushing my body and stuff in. Like I take Epsom salt baths all the time.
Oh, look at you.
I have CBD stuff. I have like hand salve that's like all these tea tree oils and all that kind of stuff for my hands after I rock climb.
Okay.
So I take care of myself.
All right. What's your diet like? What are you eating?
Coffee.
Coffee. I eat a lot of that too.
If I'm like on a work day, my average breakfast is
coffee.
No, coffee. Like I like what's it called? Dad's Crazy Bread. What is it? I can't remember. Uncle Ted's or something. I don't know. Some dude with
Dave's Killer Bread.
Dave's Killer Bread.
That's good stuff.
Love that shit. Dave's Killer Bread with some chunky peanut butter and diced banana on top. That's my breakfast.
Okay.
And then lunch. So I usually snack around like right now. These are my shit right here. Pistachios.
Pistachios. I like pistachios. Oh God. I do. I like pistachios.
Yeah, pistachios.
They're a lot of work though.
That's why you get the non-shelled ones. Same price. You get
same?
more. Yes, they are. My buddy.
Do they taste the same?
My buddy got on me about this because I was always an avid cracker. And you see me everywhere, just cracking and throwing these shells everywhere. Like people would hate it, and I would like do it like on a trail and stuff, and be like, "Dude, you don't even." I'm like, it's organic, whatever. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like,
it's not really organic. It doesn't grow. Yeah. It doesn't grow there.
They eventually like break down, but they're like sharp, and I don't want anyone to barefoot step on that. So I was like, you know what? If I could buy them for the same price, and you get more because the shells take up more room.
That's true.
So, yeah, I've gone to non-shelled.
Non-shelled.
Eric Smith made me go non-shelled because on a backpacking trip, he gave me hella shit about throwing these shells, and I had to pick them all up.
Well, I mean, it is, you pack in, pack out.
Yeah, exactly.
That includes shells.
I did.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Non-shelled pistachios.
Yep, but you can never turn me away from a burrito or a pizza.
What kind of burrito? What do you like? What do you like in your burrito? I know it's a tough question.
I love all meats. Like, I'll do the crazy ones. I like adobada. That's probably like my go-to.
You like what?
Adobada? It's like marinated pork. It's like the more reddish looking one.
Never heard of that before.
El Pastor, same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
All right.
Yeah, that guacamole, some rice, beans, cheese. Gotta have cheese.
Cheese. That's so no cheese.
Yeah.
No cheese.
Oh, I fart a lot.
Well, that's why, because you eat a lot of cheese.
I know. I don't care.
It's funny that you work at a dairy factory. But
I don't drink that much milk anymore, and it's not because of that. It just
terrible
kind of,
for you.
Yeah.
It's terrible for you.
Well, I mean, everything is.
Not everything.
That's why you drink water, man. That's all you really need.
Yeah, that might be terrible for you too.
Why?
Because have you heard that they're finding antidepressants in water now? You heard
got
about
this
that?
filtered water from your fridge.
It probably got antidepressants.
What are
in
you
it.
doing to me, dude? Well, no, that's fine.
Dude, it's so many people
That's
are
why
flushing.
I'm so chill.
Like so
the
many people are
water.
flushing shit down the toilet that we're finding like traces, like minute traces of antidepressants and SSRIs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, it's that and the fluoride, whatever, Soylent Green's happening. If you know what that is.
I don't know what that is. What?
That's a really old reference. It's a Charleston Heston movie.
I don't.
It's people. They're eating people. You know about it?
Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Twilight Zone?
No, it's a movie.
Oh.
Charleston Heston is, I think, so long story short, it's just like a movie where people have jobs and it's like everyone works for the government, and whenever someone dies, they get taken away. Well, all the people that are getting their ration food are their dead family members and stuff.
Awesome.
So when they find out, he goes to the factory and he does all this stuff. He's like, "It's people." It's a very famous line. Yeah.
I don't know. Might have to see that. Do you know what he's talking about, Cameron?
Yeah.
You
Was
do?
that right?
Yeah, no, it's a movie. It's like,
Did I
same
break it
thing.
down
People,
very-
No, it's good. Yeah, people working for the government
Well, I feel dumb now.
and they're like eating like this rationed kind of
Meals.
food.
Yeah.
And,
What's this movie called again?
Soylent Green. There's a metal band called Soylent Green as well, and they're fucking sick.
Do they eat?
You know them?
Do they eat
I don't
people?
think so. No.
No. Okay.
Maybe not.
All right. So let's just. I want to skip ahead a little bit
Yeah,
here in your part.
that rail was crazy.
Yeah. Let's go back to that one real quick. Because this the Power In light rail station.
Yeah. So that kink, we went there because a couple weeks ago that kink was gone. Some of the skaters had cut it off, and I was like, "Cool, I got 2 tricks I want to do down it." And we go there, and the kink's there, and I'm like, "I'm not doing it with a kink." And I was like, "I've been doing some up rails. I think I could do it, but that kink's a little crazy." And the first try, I hit the upright and got sent terribly.
Yeah.
But then I was like, "Nah, I got it." And then it took me like maybe 10 tries because I literally had to start on the other side of the parking lot and just. That's the scariest thing about up rails is.
How fast do you have to?
Yeah, it's literally 112% commitment. I don't know. I always say 112.
112. Well, that's a little bit more than 110.
I know, but I always say.
Well,
12.
everybody says 110, and that's like full commitment. But then if you go
I'm putting 2
112,
more on it,
that's
man.
like turning it to 11.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, but you're turning it to fucking
Goes to
12.
Yes,
bro.
These are old references we're making.
Yeah,
Little
it is.
Spinal Tap
Yeah.
right there.
Well, I had to redeem myself because I didn't know that other movie you guys
I
were
like
talking
it.
about.
I
I had to
like
throw a
it.
good reference in
That's
there.
good. That's
All right.
good. So yeah, I had to haul ass and literally just bunny hop as high as you can and really just point your front peg at it and just hope that you get up it.
Yeah, I hope you aimed it right.
Because you gotta get your ass up enough and then stab your front end and just up. lot of wax.
Sounds terrifying.
It's a commitment.
Well, and the
one
more
for sure.
wax you put on, the more likely you're going to slip out backwards, right? I mean,
That one was so steep that I didn't have to worry about that.
yeah, but if you overcommit,
That's when you just like, guess I'm doing a 180.
oh, shit. So gnarly. So gnarly. All right, and then this line turned out really cool.
Switch feeble 180, Fakey Smith half cab.
Now you said like before we were watching this, and you said that you really liked that line.
Yeah.
So as a as a skater, obviously I look at that and it's like, okay, those are cool. Those are 2 cool ledge tricks. It's a cool line.
Mm-hmm.
But you're an amazing ledge skater. You have all kinds of crazy combos that you fucking do. So for you to be like, oh, that was really sick. Why? Tell me, like, explain to me as a skater, why was that one in particular?
I've always been a guy that rode 3 pegs, 2 in the front, 1 in the back on my left, because it's kind of like skateboarding. You have switch and you have goofy. We have regular and your switch. So my regular side is left, my switch side is right.
Okay.
I would only do switch smiths and the occasional crook, and that's when you do 1 peg on one side and the opposite peg on the other side.
Okay.
And my buddy convinced me to put a 4th one on, and I was like, all right. And I finally started messing with it, and I could only do 2 tricks on the switch side. It'd be switch smith or switch feeble. And those are just feeble's front tire on top, smith is back tire on top. And so I did switch feeble to 180, and then you're finding your balance in straight point, and then you have to fakie hop, land into another guy, and then half cab out of that. It's just 2 different rotations and 2 different sides of your bike.
Okay, I see.
So it's like, it'd be like, it's not doing a manual in the middle, but it almost is because backwards.
I'd say it is.
Yeah.
It's just as hard because I don't know if you've ever tried. I don't know if anybody out there has ever tried to fucking ride a bike backwards, but damn near impossible if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Like if
you don't know what you're doing, yeah.
Like right now, if I had to get on a bike and ride backwards, oof.
Yeah.
It'd
And I
take
had
me
a
a
free
minute.
coaster at that time, so that means I don't have to pedal when I go backwards. So that's like takes kind of a hard factor out of it, but it also makes it a little harder in the same spot.
Well, I'd say it's harder because you're balancing.
You have no resistance, and you have to land perfectly.
Yeah, because you're balancing your feet as well as
Yeah.
whereas when you pedal backwards,
You can use resistance to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one was fun.
Could you ride a bike backwards?
No,
I can barely ride a bike forwards. So
I'm confident I could ride a bike forwards. Backwards, that's something else.
yeah, that's
fun.
fucking insane.
It's a challenge for sure.
Yeah. I mean, so do you use like your peripherals like when you're riding, like, or do you just use your feel?
Sometimes you look under your shoulder, or sometimes you look over your shoulder.
When especially so in this line,
I think I look over my shoulder.
So in this line right here, he does the Smith 180, right?
So feeble
180.
Feeble 180.
And then he's riding backwards, and then has to
Fakie
time
Smith.
the jump, time to get onto the ledge. So
I
right
was
there.
looking
I
down
see.
to my left.
So that's even crazier that you're throwing your equilibrium off by
Sometimes I'll have
putting your head down to the side
Yeah.
to look. You're actually throwing all your weight kind of over your left shoulder. So you got to counterbalance even more.
I use so much of the ledge that my back tire falls off while I'm spinning. So it's like, that was the only way it could ever worked out, and it did. So I was juiced. Like, I'm pulling up as it's falling.
I think it made it look cool though.
Yeah,
It was almost like a Wally bonk for us,
dude. It's sick.
or a tail smack. On,
Yeah.
That's like
Bump
kind of
jump.
cool. And then we got this rail. So this rail was super gnarly. I remember walking up, like you told me where we came here together, right?
Mhm.
And I walked up and was like, "You're gonna hit that rail?
Yeah.
You're gonna hit that rail?
It was kinky.
You're gonna hit that rail?"
Yeah.
And you did it like a bunch of times, right?
Yeah. I wanted to do something else at the end of it, but then as soon as I was like, all right, couple more tries. This guy came out. He's like, hey, you can't be doing that here.
Well, because we did photos and video of this.
Yeah, I did. I landed that rail successfully probably 5 times. Because I was trying to do like equivalent to like a 5-0 out the end on the last part, but I kept messing up because it's like you're like and then you gotta pull up to get that last part. It's a roller
1,
coaster.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kinks, dude. I mean,
it was fun.
It's like 6 direction changes that you had on there.
Pretty much just like get on, stay solid with your weight, and ride it like it's.
Yeah, you're changing directions 6 times on that rail.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Let's find another kink.
If you could find one that does that, and curves, now we're talking.
That'd be sick.
Have you ever done one of that? Have you ever done a curved, like kinked rail or anything? Anything along those lines?
I did one kinked rail that was wavy.
It's wavy.
Yeah, in Stockton.
Uh-huh.
It's like right on the, I want to say, what do we call it? The little wharf kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one that's got like fish in it and stuff, but it's all really wavy.
Interesting. Have you been to the spot downtown, the bridge spot? Have you been to that one yet? You got some tricks there on film?
Just Instagram.
Oh, man, we got to start another part. We got to.
I got all the time in the world right now.
I don't know. It seems like you're pretty busy. You do a lot of stuff.
If we're filming, I'll do it.
We're filming, I'm free. And then we come to the ender. So somebody's front porch.
Yep.
And that's the equivalent of, I don't know what, that's like
8 feet.
8 feet.
Yeah.
8 feet.
Sorry,
It's an
me.
8-foot drop from the top of the ledge. So he like rides the porch and then foot plants off the like retaining wall and then drops down onto the next door neighbor's driveway.
Which that guy was cool.
That guy was cool. He came home while we were trying it.
And he's like, "What are you doing?"
Because we thought it might have been their driveway or whatever. But literally the dude
He's
pulls.
like, "No, just let me park my car."
Yeah, he pulls in and parks his car, and we're like, "Oh, we're done." And then he left. Right? He
Yeah.
was just like, "No, I'm gonna be here. Just give me like 2 minutes." And then he like got in his car and left.
Yeah.
And was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead." Awesome.
It took me like, I think that was like 4 or 5 tries because the first.
Once you committed.
Yeah, because the first time I did it, my feet just blew off the pedals. And my ankle was like, ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I have these McDavid ankle braces. And when I put those on, I feel like fucking Superman. And I put one on and I was like, boom, blew off the other foot. And I was like, put both of them on. And then I was like, we're good. And yeah, but once you put those things on, you can't wear them all the time. Because then once you take them off, you feel like Gumby.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not using all your muscle. So you got to be strong.
Yeah, but this is a gnarly.
Hell yeah, that's sure.
This is gnarly because
boom.
It's definitely hard on the ankles because
Hell
you're like going at a curve and then landing.
Yeah, so probably maybe a 10-foot drop because I jump.
Yeah.
2 more feet.
Boom! So much impact. So much fucking impact, and you're just stoked.
Bay game.
You're like, all right, I don't have to hit my fucking ankles anymore. Little footy check.
Hell yeah.
So you enjoy the way this edit came out? All the little
shred, nar, bro.
Is that what that stands for?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Shred, nar.
Shred, fucking nar.
So there's a logo at the end. You have that? Don't you have that tattooed on you too?
On my toes.
Yeah.
My big toes.
So there's a logo where it's like an X, and then in each area it says SSGG.
Yep.
And I know you've told me that before, but I always forget like what it means.
And shred, nar, dude.
Shred, nar.
So you gotta shred the nar, but it's up at another level. It's kind of just dumb thing that me and I want to say my buddy Tony. It was me and him just messing around, just started saying it, and then I kind of like was like branding it, and now it's just like my kind of style of writing, and everyone makes fun of it.
So this is you did this?
This is just me.
Oh, see, I thought it was like a company that you were repping.
No.
See, you did a good job branding, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a brand that looks like a brand,
you
right?
gotta put that in there.
Looks like a brand.
Could be.
Dude, you got to start a clothing company.
People have told me to do that because I also do like I say schnee schnar schnee. It's just all just have fun, man.
You know what the good way to start that would be?
Talk to you.
Stickers.
Oh yeah.
Just
no, actually, dude, I have so many juices up here, like
because that's a cheap way to test the
get into the art stuff. I love stickers. I put them on everything.
As do I. For people who can't see, our studio table is slowly getting covered. I want it to slowly just.
I brought a stack. I was telling Cameron, I brought a stack and I fucking forgot them.
So you didn't bring a stack.
I didn't bring a stack.
You just said you brought a stack.
I brought a stack to
but
my
you didn't.
bed.
Ah, damn it! It does no good for me there.
I'm gonna come back.
I know you're gonna come back. All right.
Blood Wizard dude's here.
Yeah. You're gonna have to buy a ticket though. I'll give you a discount.
Whatever. Or you'll just hear me messing with your audio by
banging on the door.
Then you'll be like, "Oh, I found a time to hate Ben."
Is that because you'll be on Jameson?
I'll just
I'll
yell
probably.
Jameson.
Bang the bottle.
Jameson's here.
Bang the bottle on.
And then he'll be like, "Hey, you gotta let that dude."
He
in.
would
got
say
Jameson."
he'd let him in right now. All right. So one thing we didn't talk about, we talked about how you do rock climbing, You know, you like to travel a lot. You do dirt jumps, but you're also a photographer.
Yeah, I brought one. I want to take a photo of you.
Do it.
I just brought.
What'd you bring? What kind of? Well, let's talk about what you shoot on. What? Because a lot of people think, oh, he's a photographer. No, he shoots on film.
Yeah, but I only brought just a little point and shoot because I forgot my regular 35 millimeter.
How's my hair? Do I look okay?
Yeah, good Cameron.
Oh dang! I broke it. I broke the camera.
Cameron broke the camera.
There you go.
All right, so he
The
just.
candid ones are the best ones.
He's just like,
No, this is a little.
is that digital or film?
This is film. All
Okay.
35 millimeter film.
Awesome.
That's mostly what I shoot. And then I have a Polaroid that I mess around with.
That's a
which
Polaroid?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a legit Polaroid.
So people,
dude, look at that thing.
everyone buys these mini ones now, the mini Instax.
Yeah.
They're like $80. Pay $10 more, you get the bigger one. And yeah, it's bringing back the whole
So this
Polaroid
is
stuff.
this is a newer one.
Yeah.
It's
They're-
not actually made by Polaroid.
No, it's made by Fuji.
It's a Polaroid style camera.
Yeah. Polaroid makes one too, but 35 millimeters is shit. I have boxes and boxes of photos from the last 2 years of me doing it, and I have tangible holding proof of my memories, the tricks that I've seen my friends do, the
Yeah.
the mountains I've been in, the camping trips, all that stuff. Like your cell phone, if you crack your screen, you're like, oh shit, my phone's kind of broken. All my memories are gone. No,
No way,
I
dude. I got the cloud.
well, yeah,
Everything's backed up in the cloud, bro.
okay. Well, I like to hold it.
I agree.
I like
agree.
to put it on walls and stuff, and share little moments like this, and just hold it. So I shoot a lot of 35 millimeter, and I got a shout out to Travis Moritz at the Forest Hill Film Lab. If you want to get into that, go to his YouTube channel, and he will teach you anything and everything about 35 millimeter cameras. It is cheap. It is really cheap. It's hella fun. I got this camera at Goodwill for 69 cents.
69 cents, people. That's the cheapest camera you'll ever buy.
No, because they couldn't see that it said $4 on it, because they'll like write on it with a shirt. And if they can't see it, it's 69 cents.
Ah.
So you could find like $100 film cameras there for like $4. You just gotta search.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd go into Goodwills all the time just to look for that stuff.
I'm too lazy for film. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, take it to Mike's Cameras; they'll develop it for
And
you.
you can't see, you got to take it somewhere.
Oh,
Dude, you know how busy I am? I don't have time to go somewhere during business hours and drop some shit off and then go back again and pick it up.
yeah.
That's where the Polaroid comes in.
That's when you could shoot like this. Look.
Yeah, but how high quality is that though? I mean, hey, I'm not trying to
test me,
be.
bro?
I'm not trying to test you. I'm curious. I'm honestly curious because I don't know what's the megapixel. He just took a picture of me.
You don't need megapixels if you're not looking at a screen.
It's grains, dude. It's not megapixels. It's grains. It'll develop. It'll take
Dude,
time.
you're way overexposed there. The picture's just white.
Exactly. Sometimes actually I might be a little bit. I might have to darken it. But you do have look. You have flash and you have light and darken.
Whoa, cool. That's all you need. Just light
With
or
this
darken.
one, I mean, look. There's your photo. It's coming.
Whoa.
It'll be a lot clearer than you thought.
Do I need to shake it like a Polaroid picture?
It's not really necessary.
No, they develop on their own. This is such a crazy technology.
It's fun.
Seriously, film's so crazy because especially for somebody who like me,
You're capturing light.
I only shoot digital.
That is so cool, dude. You're capturing light.
I don't know if it's as crisp as my digital cameras.
That's cool. How much does your camera cost?
I don't want to talk.
Yeah,
about
exactly. With how much you paid for your digital camera, you can buy years and years worth of film, and probably get all the chemicals, develop it yourself, and do it right
Yeah,
now.
but
What?
the time? I don't have the time. You know how fast I can.
Look
know-
how cool that photo looks.
You know how fast
Look
I
at the
can,
colors in the background. Doesn't that look sick?
looks a little cool for my tastes. I'd like it to be a little warmer.
Let me up my contrast.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
The thing is, with digital, you can edit anything. With film, it is kind of what it is. I mean, you can edit when you upload it to anything. You can upload all.
Well, and you can do things during the development process.
Dodge and burn. Yeah. You can do all that stuff. F-stops, all that stuff.
I know. I just don't have I don't have the patience or time or knowledge to do film.
Everybody,
it's a good photo.
I don't know.
It's a good picture.
If you can see it, but I like it. Rico Suave over here, dude.
Rico Suave. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on back to you. I'm tired of looking at that.
Okay. I'll look at it.
So what do you shoot on? What's your main camera?
I have a Canon A1, which is like everyone's kind of go-to first film camera if you want a nice one to start with. But my buddy gave me this Minolta, I want to say it's an X370, and I fucking love it. I shoot that thing all the time. Is
that an interchangeable lens or
all these? It's interchangeable lens. I have quite a few lenses from like wide angles, fisheye, like 28 millimeter to 50.
Okay.
And actually, I just got done with a backpacking trip on Monday, and I shot my first bulb photos. So there's a setting to where you could, open the shutter, let as much light in as you want, and then close it. And I shot some photos of the stars, and can't wait to get them developed and see what I got. Because
that's the problem right there. Just wait and see what I got.
Okay.
I can't handle that.
Yeah.
You're a much more patient man than I, because I can't.
Because
I can't.
But it's a thing.
That.
Like, the thing is, like, I could look in here and like read light. That's a thing that I've learned how to do is read light.
Yeah.
And you just go, adjust.
I mean, I know how to read light too. But
a lot of digital people, that's how they start.
They're
just like, I can do whatever.
They call it
start spinning dials. And stuff.
Spray and pray.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they call it.
I want to know what I'm doing.
I mean, my photography skills have definitely gotten to the point where I'm confident that I could shoot film.
Yeah.
I know my light. I know my settings.
I'm gonna give you a camera.
I know.
And a roll of film.
I'll shoot it.
Okay.
But I just honestly don't have the time to consistently shoot.
You don't
film,
have to. Save it for special occasions.
I don't have special occasions.
Your children are
I want to shoot digital on that to make sure that I got the shot. I'm always second guessing.
You were confident.
I'm always second guessing myself, though. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm confident that my skills.
It is a patience thing.
Are there because I can take my camera and put my settings onto what I think it's going to look like, shoot it, and then boom, and then make micro adjustments. But the photo that I shot was good enough.
Yeah.
I just don't have the patience to be like, I wonder if I got it.
It has more character. Like, I don't know, just me looking at this, like the warmth of it, just I don't know, a little more soul.
I agree with you, especially because it's tangible. You can see it in the real.
Yeah.
You can see it in the real world, and it's boom right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a Polaroid thing, but like even when like I have like I don't know, just like from shooting these things in my house, just people hanging out is fun.
I mean, I shoot the majority of my photography on Canon, and Canon has an unbelievable ability to make it look. Their digital images look almost as lifelike as film. Yeah. So that's why I like that,
the graininess. I like it.
I do too.
Maybe you call me retro or whatever. Hipster.
For my hipster.
It's the same analog versus digital debate as in audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends that still, buy records to this day and they love it. So, it's just a different medium, just like skateboarding. It's a different paintbrush.
Yeah.
If you're doing something and you're capturing moments, I'm happy. But some of my friends, they'll be like, never. Like I have my friend Travis, he threw a Canon digital camera off the Forest Hill Bridge. Like fuck that shit. Fuck digital. You'll never see me shoot digital.
So did he go buy a digital camera just to do that?
He did trade for a film camera. And found out that the camera that he had was broken. But he's like, you know what? I'm just going to prove that I could get it fixed, but fuck this shit. And was like, I'll never shoot this.
Damn. That's balls.
But he also has, like, Hasselblads that are, like, $1,000 Hasselblads, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he has Graflex cameras from 1912. Like, he has enough cameras to fill this whole garage.
Jeez.
So check him out, dude. He'll teach you some shit.
It's a little excessive, maybe.
That's his passion. It's photography.
Well, then, fair enough.
Put 112% into it, man.
112%. Yeah, what I shoot is my workflow is just
if
too
you're
fast.
Yeah.
It's too fast.
If you got to shoot 100 images in a day, or in an hour, it's not cost effective. I understand that.
Yeah, no. I mean, a lot of my stuff goes to print,
but
it has to be done digitally because it needs to be done like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
shoot
understandable.
it.
I'm not hating on
It
it.
needs to be done tomorrow. I'm not hating on film either. I almost wish I had more time and the energy to put into learning the craft of actually developing my own film.
Yeah.
Because as a photographer, I almost feel like I'm a photographer because I don't know how to develop film. I don't do that. So it's almost like, well, if I don't have a background in film, it's kind of hard to like call myself a photographer. I think it's more like I shoot photos for a living.
Yeah. I've only developed shot and developed the whole start to stop process once.
But you've done it.
But I've done it, and
I've never done it.
It was cool. It was really fun, cool. Except for the one thing I didn't do, which Travis did for me, was taking the film out of the roll, and you have to put it onto a canister thing, and you have to do that in a dark box, pretty much blindfolded, because it can't see light.
Yeah.
And he just did 4 rolls, he's just talking to me. Boom, done. I'm like, what? You've seen it done?
Yeah, no, I took black and white photography in high school for a few years. And
it's cool,
It was fun. You'd crack the can, you'd put it all in a bag.
Yeah.
And you crack the can open, and you feel where you need to
to
put it in the reel.
Yeah.
And you put it in the reel and wind it up, and then put it in the canister, and then you fill it up with your chemicals, and you got to agitate it for a certain amount of time. And then you take it in the dark room and develop your.
I don't have time for all that shit.
Okay.
It's just, it's part of the process, it was just part of it.
If you want, you can shoot rolls, send them to him, and he will develop them, and he will send you back digital copies.
That's cool.
Forest Hill Film Lab.
Interesting. I'll think about it.
I don't care.
But you enjoy doing it. So
it's fun.
That's respectable.
I like shooting kids. It's cool. I mean, it's like when people are not posing. That's the best.
Candids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best.
It's funny that you say you like shooting kids because I have to watch my vernacular because I shoot a lot of high school sports. So I'll go check in at the office, and I can't use the word shoot because I'm in a school office.
Oh.
So I have to go. I'm here to do photography for the football team, or
I'm here to shoot the football team.
I can't walk in the office and say that, dude, because all of a sudden all the office ladies just hit the deck and hit the button and doors lock. And I'm assuming, dude, a lot of them are crazy like that. But yeah, so it's funny that you say I like to go shoot kids because I tell people that if I meet somebody I
didn't even notice I said that.
They're like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I shoot kids. What? I'm like, I'm a photographer. Sorry.
And a serial killer.
I shoot people. In fact, I still talk about this. One of the best business cards I ever got in my life. This lady was a photographer. She handed me her card. This was way back. And I take her card. I'm looking at it. And I flip it over. And on the back, it just says, I shoot people.
That's tight.
I said, that is amazing. Best business card ever.
Yeah. Well, I've seen one that was like a VX that was turned into a gun, and it said "shoot everyone."
Yeah, I've seen that shirt before. That's a cool one. All right, man. So we've pretty much hit all the little mini topics. Anything else you want to talk about? Who's gonna win the Super Bowl this year?
Green Bay Packers, baby.
You sure it's not the Niners?
Hey, dude. Aaron Rodgers, $100 million man. That's fucking crazy. Highest paid football player in history. Guaranteed $100 million.
I don't follow football, but
I'm not
he's
the biggest,
he's a quarterback, right?
He's a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I'm a cheesehead. Yeah.
$100 million.
Yeah, he's signed for.
Isn't he kind of old? He's been around for a while, hasn't he?
No, he's like 34.
That's pretty old.
But most people retire around
I'm 34, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but he's working out all day. All he does is live, breathe football. So
still, I got 30. I feel my 34-year-old knees.
Yeah, you're telling
They're
me.
not worth $100 million. That's for sure.
Well, he's also sitting in the pocket just throwing
Yeah.
footballs like that and get hit every once in a while. You're hitting the concrete daily.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but damn, $100 million, dude.
Signed for 100, and I want to say 24 or 34, and guaranteed 100.
So, no disrespect. I know that's like your team and shit, but
I don't give.
just not like on a side note, I when I watch sports, I secretly hope that a guy like that only wins like one game this year. Like they pay him $100 million and he only wins like one game.
Well, they have the Madden curse. So like there's the Madden.
Oh, if you're on the cover of Madden, the next year you get hurt or you lose or whatever.
Yeah. So whoever gets on.
Was he on the cover?
No.
Oh,
he hasn't been.
Darn.
Yeah.
Just put him on the cover. He's going to be on the cover of 19 now that he's $100 million man, and then he's going to only win one.
He's the
game.
highest rated quarterback this year.
I hope that at the end of the season he has the highest rate of interceptions. That would be amazing.
There's bets everywhere for stuff like that.
I'm not a gambling dude.
Neither am I.
Fuck that. I got better stuff to do with my money. Like if I can bet with somebody else's money, I'll bet all day. Like the free poker apps, I go all in all the time.
Oh really?
All in, motherfucker. But if it's my money, I'm like
on my phone. I hate it. All the memory on my phone is like photos and clips.
Yeah.
It's like storage is. I'm literally daily like going back like I don't need that.
Dude, that's why I pay for the cloud.
Yeah.
Everything's in my drive.
I just want to say screw iPhone and get expandable memory.
Screw iPhone. Do it because
I need to
iPhones are terrible.
Yeah. I hate it.
Is your screen cracked?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm lazy.
Interesting.
And all my phones have been hand-me-down.
Yet another iPhone that I've come in contact with that has a fucking cracked screen. Every iPhone I see has a cracked screen, and everyone's like, "Dude, you should get an iPhone." I'm like, "No."
I've had it for a long time. It was my mom's first.
That's what everybody says. No, it still works, and I've had it for hella long, but your screen is cracked.
I think if you let it go on your face the wrong way, it might cut you. Feel that.
Dude, if you like run your finger across that the wrong way, all of a sudden you're just like leaking all over the place.
Yeah, get blood everywhere.
You're like not paying attention, trying to like text hella fast, and all of a sudden you just notice that it's like not responding because there's just blood smearing all over the fucking screen.
Metal, dude.
It's pretty metal. I'm not metal enough for that. That's too much for me. My Androids are perfect. They work just fine.
You've never had anybody else's blood on your face?
No. Well, yeah, actually.
Okay.
I've been in my share of scraps.
All right. I once had a guy. I once was at a show, and craziest show I've ever been to.
Metal show?
Yes. It was at On the Y. Craziest, tiniest little dive bar.
Yeah.
My buddy said, "Hey, go check out this band. You'll like them. They're called the Psychosomatics. They're like a punk rock, hardcore skater band."
Sounds like a mellow evening.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I go check them out. They're pretty good. Then there's this other band called Knife Through Head. You know who these bands are?
I know about them, yeah.
And the lead singer, so the whole band is kind of like a little gouarish. They all dress up a little bit. Lead singer has a thong on with the scream mask like over his dick. And then he has a yellow raincoat on. And then like Corona glasses. And then like beer bottle ones. And then a pink beanie. And he's like the whole time. There's a girl in the corner with a leaf blower. And it's full of popcorn in reverse. And she's blowing popcorn over everybody, the whole band. And he's doing the Homer Simpson, like running circles on the ground.
Yeah.
While singing. There's a guy with a fishbowl over his head, a tube that goes to his ass. So if he farts, he smells it. There's a guy dressed as Bill Clinton playing the saxophone. Pretty fucking sick. That's not even the crazy part. So then
That's not the crazy part?
No,
okay.
no. The next part's the badass
Let's get into
part. We're getting into it. It's Call the Paramedics.
Is that the band name?
Yeah, that's
the band is named Call the Paramedics.
Yes. So
fantastic.
They need to be on call. If these bands play like they're crazy. I don't think they were on call. But
so
anyways, so while they're playing, this dude is big old beer belly, big old biker looking dude, huge, crazy dude, big old tattoo, drugs, above his old belly right here. Like, they have songs. There's a song called I Smoke Fucking Crack.
Oh.
There's another song that's...
Do you think... I was going to say, do you think that came from personal experience?
Oh, hell yeah.
Or is that a metaphor?
Maybe let's use it in the artistic metaphor way. There's also another song that says, the hardest thing about rollerblading is telling your parents you're gay. That's another song.
So they're skaters.
I would assume so.
Okay.
But none of them,
that's pretty funny.
None of them look like they would ever skate.
That's pretty
Anyways,
funny,
this guy was had those industrial staplers?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
deep ones?
Yeah.
He's stapling dollar bills. Boom, 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 boom to his head. To his head, to his chest. Dollar bills all over him. He has this scar above his forehead that he at every show takes a microphone and just breaks this thing open, so he will be bleeding everywhere. And it's literally like, I don't know if you ever heard of Bad Luck 13, like the Riot Club or anything. It's like that stuff. It's like, you do not get in this motherfucker's way. I didn't know anything about this. This dude went on my face. Like,
because you were in the front row, or
yeah,
what?
dude, I was getting it in the front row, and this fool wiped all his blood all over me. And I was like, I ran to the bathroom and washed it all off.
Yeah, you get punched for that.
Dude, this guy would kill me if I touched him. So I washed my face off. I don't have AIDS. And I kind of chilled more in the back, but still, gave him my all. And then at the end of the show, the knife through head guy, he was like, dude, that you were fucking crazy. Like, he's punched people, and like, he's also like, he's the kind of guy that takes baseball bats, wraps them in barbed wire, and like swings them in the pit. Like, get out of my way, or else you're getting fucked up. And I got blood on me, and I got out of there luckily. And I got a shirt and a CD out of it for free because the guy was like, dude, you're fucking badass. And then I opened up the CD and I saw the Call the Paramedics logo, and it's a paramedics cross with a skull and crossbones like breaking off of it, but it's a devil. And I was like, that's one of the craziest shows I've ever been to. No one's going to top that. So I got it tattooed on me.
You got it tattooed on you?
Yeah. I'll take these off for a second. It's fucking paramedics cross with skull and crossbones trying to break off.
Damn, that's gnarly.
Yeah, dude, those dudes were brutal. I've seen Slayer. I've seen a whole bunch of crazy bands.
Yeah, so you are like a real metalhead then, huh?
Yeah, I like metal, but I'll go from that to like, I was listening to Leon Bridges on the way here, if you know who that is.
I don't know who that. Do you know who that is?
No.
Really bluesy, kind of like he's relevant to our age, but he's more like something you would hear in like the 40s or 50s.
Oh, right on. So you're versatile.
I like blues. I like jazz. I like rap. I like metal. I like it all.
It's crazy.
Reggae.
I mean, music is fun.
Yeah.
I like music. The song you picked for your part was pretty cool.
That's what I've been into a lot lately. Is kind of
it's
more like the acid rock. All Them Witches. That's my shit right now.
Yeah, it's like acid blues rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
you
cool.
ever heard All Them Witches? They're the shit.
No, I haven't.
I love them.
All right.
Cameron knows what's that.
No, I don't.
No?
No?
Come on, man.
I'll check them out.
Check them out.
What? All Them Witches?
All Them Witches.
All them. Is it a girl band or is it?
No.
It sounds familiar. I'm sure I've come across them. I just don't pay attention to.
He's a music head too, so
Yeah.
I'm sure
He's heard of them.
he's probably
He's heard them.
He listens to music way more than I do. I actually, after I became like not full time, but like a solid editor,
Mm-hmm.
I like have a hard time listening to music now because I just like
Repeat songs?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear any melodies at all because I just sat for 17 hours and listened to the same 5 bars over and fucking over again. I'm done with it.
Yep.
I like listen to more like podcasts and talk radio now than anything.
Yeah. I go through phases. Like, I love music, but some of it's so repetitive, and it's hard to find something that's going to grab me and be like, oh, that's new. It's not the same. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like, I love stuff about cults and aliens and
Cults and aliens?
yeah, and serial killers.
Conspiracy theories?
Yep. I like all that stuff.
Do you think the earth is flat?
No.
I talked with a guy the other day who legit.
He legit thought the earth was flat?
No. So he yes, but no. So he was like, the flat earth community is being misquoted.
How are you misquoting it?
So the short version of his story is that the Earth is like 1,000,000 times bigger than we're told.
Okay.
So the area that we live in is technically flat because of the circumference of this ginormous Earth.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're following this. Possible, quote,
Yeah.
air quotes, this is possible.
Yeah.
And the ice wall, quote unquote ice wall that the flat earthers talk about is actually an ice ring that surrounds us. It's a big ice wall that surrounds.
So they're trying to say we live in Game of Thrones?
Basically, he said that his sect of believers, quote unquote,
See, the thing
believe
is,
that there's
belief.
There's
It's not
unlimited.
fact.
Yeah, there's unlimited resource. Oh, so he started spitting out a bunch of facts that like tried to prove his case.
So if you look up in the solar system and you see Venus, Mercury, all that stuff, are those spheres? Are they planets?
Those aren't what you're being told. The government, it's one giant conspiracy.
Right.
Okay, so they believe that outside the ice wall, there's unlimited resources. I know, dude. I was laughing the whole time too.
5,000 burritos over there waiting for me.
Unlimited resources outside of the ice wall, and the powers to be, or the powers that be, don't want us to have access to those unlimited resources, and we are a giant experiment by the richest of the rich that have collaborated to put X amount of people in this small flat plot surrounded by an ice wall to see how this society plays out when we give and take certain things to them.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Agreed.
I would more agree with the fact that we are an experiment from aliens. That we were put, our DNA was like put in.
Somebody created us. And
there's
dude.
I could tell you some crazy ass shit. I read books and I listen to some crazy ass shit. So, and I just like finished the Neil deGrasse Tyson book. That's all. He is a astrophysicist.
Yeah.
And dude, people are retarded.
But at the same time, even somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson, with his astrophysics knowledge, how do we know that he actually knows what he thinks he knows? You know what I mean? So there is.
We've had satellites go into outer space and prove this.
Did you see the physical satellite photos? Did you send the satellite? That's what I'm saying. I don't believe any of that shit. But
Mr. Fab said, if was a fifth, then we'd all be drunk.
We are. Have you not driven lately? We're all drunk, dude. Everyone out there is fucking drunk.
Life. Actually, I'm not drunk yet.
but no, seriously. I mean, if you just like take a step back, and you're like, I've never been there. I've never traveled across the entire world. I've never done it personally. So do I legitimately know?
Then go out there and search.
I don't have the money for that, nor the time. But I'm just saying,
a telescope will show you that.
I mean, I believe everything.
Do you think we're in the goddamn Truman Show?
We could be.
There's the idea that all of the information outlets that we have available to us are owned by a handful of companies.
Yeah, no, that is a thing too. But it's really how deep do you want to go?
Exactly. How deep do you want to go?
And how much do you want to like give up your life because you're already happy?
Yeah.
Don't be.
I don't really care, but I think it's funny to. I think it's funny to entertain the idea.
Yeah.
To say, okay, let me put myself in a flat earther's mind and kind of see what do you believe, why, and actually like try and believe it for a second to say, okay, all right, I'm with you. If this is this and this, and then ask questions like, well, what about this? Like, well, you say this, but what about that? And
the thing is, when you go into it, because I feel very strongly about certain opinions, and I feel myself like your voice level gets higher and higher, and you're like, I'm kind of yelling at this person now, and you're like, oh, I'm just trying to tell them how I feel about this, but it's like
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and it's just like, unless you are talking to someone that kind of feels similar the way to you, it's only going to be an argument because most people are so determined on their already outlook that you can't change them, and that's totally fine. Like being naive is kind of better.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Like, it's crazy, No,
I feel it. And whenever
I've had people walk in on me and they're like, see what I'm listening to or watch the documentary I'm watching. They're like, what the doing? And I'm like,
Entertaining yourself.
Yeah, it interests me. Like this whole stuff with the pyramids and stuff, how they're finally saying that the Giza pyramids are a power source. People have been saying that for years, but it's not been scientifically proven because, I mean, how are they within 1 inch of perfect north?
Yeah, the pyramids are crazy.
It's just entertaining subject.
Well,
Some people may think it's irrelevant knowledge, but I think it's interesting.
And
I'd put time
most
into it.
Most knowledge is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, 90% of the shit we use and we learned in school irrelevant.
Well, that's
Irrelevant.
Because
But
they cannot go back on what the textbooks are. They can't say, "Oh shit, we lied for the last 50 years."
yeah,
You can't go back on certain things.
yeah, we're in too deep.
The government's in too deep, if you want to say that.
We're in too deep, man.
Yeah. I mean, the oldest ancient civilization is the Sumerians, but you will not see that in textbooks.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of shit you won't see in textbooks. I'm curious to see. I guess last year was the first year 9/11 was documented in textbooks.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm curious to see what they say about that shit. Because, anyways, that's a different rabbit hole that we probably don't want to go down right now. No.
Maybe we should start a podcast where we start.
Conspiracy theory podcast?
No. We'll just get.
Okay, no, here, I got you. Here's the show.
No.
You find a conspiracy theory or not a conspiracy theory, but a theory,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to convince me of it because I'm like one of the hardest dudes, so I'll ask so many questions.
Okay.
So that you figure something out to
But we have to have something
we
that's.
could call it convince me. Convince me.
That's totally fine. We'll do this, but we're gonna have to step it up a notch.
Yeah?
Like.
We're gonna have to be drunk?
Yes. No, so like check this out. So we'll watch a video and then like I'll find something on YouTube. I'm like, oh dude, this is hella interesting.
Okay.
And we'll watch it and then like I'll be like, every time that you say, but wait a minute, I'm like, God damn it. Like half a shot.
All right, so every time I have a question, we gotta take a drink.
Well, or you're like, we'll have to work it out.
We'll
I don't
work
wanna
out the kinks
die.
off air.
I don't want to die, but
Because I'll have a lot of questions.
I
That
know.
won't work
So
very
do you
well.
know? Did you know that I saw this video the other day, filming for Rick and Morty, the guy who's the scientist guy, Morty or Rick, whatever, I can't remember. Morty, I think it is.
I don't watch the show, sorry.
Anyways,
Rick.
so
Pickle Rick.
yeah, it's Rick. It's Rick. So he literally, no joke, is drinking alcohol the whole time he records his voice. He is drunk while he reads those lines, and some of it's off of a whim.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's videos of him just getting shit faced, just doing I'm pickle like
That show can't be sustainable then.
oh, they're making millions.
He's
going
gonna
to
turn into just a raging alcoholic
That's okay.
to the
for
point
him.
where he can no
He's
longer
making
perform.
money.
Yeah, but at what cost?
His
I'm making money, but I lost my liver.
cirrhosis, baby.
But I'm rich, so I
Yeah.
bought a new one.
Exactly.
They 3D printed me a fucking new liver. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
No.
grew it on the back of a fucking rat or something.
Oh shit. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up on that point. I don't want to talk about 3D printing organs. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Hail Satan.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
No, because if
I don't agree.
I don't either, because then that would mean God exists. So
All right.
we should probably not talk about that.
Yeah, that's
Cut that part out. We're
yeah,
not going to talk about.
we're not. I'm
religion.
not cutting that part out. But we're not going to go down that road,
Okay.
right?
If
I
you
mean,
believe in religion, good for you. I just don't need it.
that's your belief. Don't push your beliefs on me, bro.
It's not a belief. I don't believe.
That's a belief of not believing. You believe that you don't believe, right?
I don't
belief.
I don't believe
You don't believe in what?
religion.
There's got to be something. Then it's real if you don't believe in it.
I don't believe in
What?
religion. No.
Well, I don't believe in religion either.
It's faith.
Yeah, that's
not
we definitely agree on that one. Look, we're going down that hole. Damn it. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole because that's you, that's me, whatever. We're
Yeah.
to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this has been a great conversation.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm glad
This was
we
fun.
had somebody different on besides just a skater. Got a nice perspective. We got to learn some things today. Remember, guys, no bitch cranks.
No bitch cranks. No resi, no grass.
Yeah, no resi, no grass.
Except if you're a skater, you're cool. I don't give a shit.
Dude, if you can land on grass as a skater, that's like you get extra points if you can roll through the grass.
Some people do.
like
If
you
it's
know.
low enough, I've seen
Yeah.
skaters do it.
But if you could, like, that's for us, it's the opposite. If
Yeah.
you can roll through grass or land on grass as a skater, they're like, oh shit, did you see that? He just rolled through the grass. That was crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, you can check out his part. It's Ben Guinn, Hometown Hits, an amazing watch. Let's get that view count up a little bit higher and maybe share it some, huh? You can click the link in the bio or you can look it up.
Let's get way more thumbs downs than ups.
You want more thumb? Okay, so go ahead and go to that video and dislike it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, there we go. I'm gonna dislike it right now.
4-to-1 ratio.
I dislike that video right now.
Thank you.
Live on air. Okay. If you want to follow him on Instagram,
the most unfortunate. That's it.
Hilarious
The most
name.
unfortunate.
It's at the most unfortunate.
All under
Mr. Benjamin Guinn.
Yeah.
If you want to follow the show.
That's a funny little thing. I'll tell you.
Let me
this
hear.
one.
Yeah.
So the most unfortunate is a little fun facts from my very first video that I did, or that went viral. Like, there's this big website called The Come Up, and it, like, that's how everybody gets known, is through The Come Up. It's The Come Up, and my video got on there, and it was like, you know, they're like, oh, this is cool. I had like the one guy said, oh, this is line of the year, and it was a cool little trick. But like one of the comments on there was like, Ben Guinn, it's the most unfortunate name ever. And a lot of my friends started calling me the most unfortunate. So
funny.
I finally just changed.
I mean, it is a funny name, Ben Guinn.
Yeah.
Especially when you say it,
Penguin.
when
Yeah.
you say it real fast.
Yeah.
Ben Guinn.
Ah.
That's how I always say it.
Yeah.
Like when we were filming together, I'd tell my wife, she'd be like, where are you going? I'm going to go film with Ben Guinn. Ben Guinn? Ben Guinn.
Yeah.
Ben Guinn.
Penguin. Okay.
All right.
The most unfortunate.
So go give him a follow or don't. Do you not want people to follow you?
Yeah, sure.
How do you dislike on Instagram? You can't really dislike on Instagram.
When they do that, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All I do is post photography, BMX stuff.
He has a pretty cool
Rock
Instagram. A lot of gnar shit on there.
Adrenaline junkie.
See, I already forgot about what it's shred nar, right?
Yes, it is.
Shred nar. I'll try to remember that. Now that I said it on air, I'll have to edit it, so I'll probably remember now.
Yeah.
Shred
Oh,
nar.
you'll definitely remember.
Shred nar.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to start a company out of that. Anyways, side note. Okay, so follow him at Most Unfortunate, Hometown Hits. If you want to follow the show, it's been about that ender. Host Keith, audio wizard, Mr. Cameron.
Holla.
And we're out.
Peace.